The Galactic Council had made their decision with all the ceremonial gravity befitting such an ancient institution. Humanity, the newest species to achieve faster-than-light travel, would be granted membership but with conditions. They would receive one decommissioned vessel, a collection of salvaged materials, and basic stellar coordinates, nothing more. Ambassador Crix of the Hegemony observed the human delegation with barely concealed disdain. A representative, a weathered woman named Captain Torres, accepted the terms without complaint. Behind her stood a motley crew of engineers, mechanics, and soldiers, all volunteering for what most species considered a suicide mission. You understand? Crix explained through his translator that this vessel was damaged beyond our repair capabilities. The hull integrity is compromised, the weapon systems are obsolete, and the engine core operates at 12% efficiency. We offer it as a gesture of goodwill, nothing more. Torres nodded, running her hand along the corroded bulkhead of what had once been the Hegemony warship Dominance. We appreciate the opportunity, Ambassador, the other council members exchanged. Knowing glances, humanity's test was simple. Survive 1 year in the contested border regions between Hegemony space and the territory of the Void Hunters, a species of raiders who had terrorized the galaxy for centuries. Most new species failed within months. Those who succeeded earned full membership and protection. Those who failed were quietly written off as another failed experiment in galactic citizenship. What the Council didn't understand was that humans had been turning scrap into miracles for millennia, within days of receiving the Dominance. Torres and her crew had begun their work. Chief Engineer Rodriguez tore apart the failing engine core and rebuilt it using principles the Hegemony had never considered. Instead of replacing the damaged antimatter containment system, he created a hybrid fusion antimatter reactor that actually improved upon the original design. Weapons specialist Kim examined the obsolete plasma batteries and smiled grimly. Human military doctrine had always emphasized adaptability over standardization. She stripped the alien weapons down to their basic components and rebuilt them using human manufacturing techniques. Where the original design required rare crystalline focusing arrays, she substituted common metals arranged in precise geometric patterns that actually enhanced the beam coherence. The hull presented the greatest challenge. The alien alloy had been weakened by decades of service, and the Hegemony's repair attempts had only made things worse. But ship designer Okafor had studied every piece of wreckage humanity had encountered in their brief journey to the stars. He proposed something radical. Instead of trying to restore the original hull, they would create an entirely new superstructure, using the alien materials as a foundation. They worked 18-hour shifts for months, using techniques that horrified their Hegemony observers. Where alien engineers sought perfection through precision manufacturing, humans embraced controlled chaos. They welded dissimilar metals together using electromagnetic bonding techniques. They jury-rigged control systems that operated on multiple, redundant pathways. They created weapons that could be rapidly reconfigured for different combat scenarios. The result looked nothing like the original Dominance. The sleek lines of Hegemony design had been replaced by angular protrusions, asymmetrical weapon mounts, and what appeared to be random clusters of sensor arrays. 2 alien eyes. It looked like the fevered dream of a mad engineer. They christened it the Resilience. 6 months into their patrol assignment, the Void Hunters found them. The raider fleet consisted of 12 vessels, each one a masterpiece of predatory design. Their ships were built for speed and overwhelming firepower, designed to strike isolated targets and withdraw before reinforcements could arrive. They had never encountered sustained resistance. Commander Voss of the lead raider ship opened communications with typical arrogance. Human vessel, you will surrender your cargo and passengers. Resistance will result in the complete destruction of your ship. Torres' response was equally direct. This is Captain Torres of the UES Resilience. You have 10 seconds to withdraw from this system. The raiders attacked with practiced coordination, expecting the engagement to last minutes at most. Instead, they encountered something unprecedented. The Resilience didn't fight like any ship they had faced. Its weapon systems operated independently, creating overlapping fields of fire that made formation attacks impossible. When the raiders tried to overwhelm its shields with concentrated bombardment, the ship's defensive systems adapted in real time, rotating shield frequencies and redistributing power in patterns that defied conventional tactical doctrine. But the real surprise came when the resilience went on the offensive. Human combat philosophy emphasized maximum damage over elegant technique. The ship's hybrid weapon systems fired in rapid sequence. Plasma bursts, followed by kinetic projectiles, followed by electromagnetic pulses that disrupted enemy targeting systems. Each salvo was different, preventing the raiders from adapting. Their defenses. Within 20 minutes, half the raider fleet had been destroyed or disabled. The survivors fled in disorder, broadcasting warnings throughout Void Hunter space about the impossible human warship. News of the engagement reached the Galactic Council within days. Ambassador Crix requested detailed tactical reports, certain there had been some mistake. No single ship could engage 12 Void Hunter raiders and emerge victorious. But the evidence was undeniable. The Resilience had not only survived, but had achieved something no other species had managed in 3 centuries of warfare. They had made the Void Hunters afraid. Captain Torres submitted her report with characteristic understatement. Mission. Objectives achieved. Request permission to continue patrol operations. The Council granted humanity full membership the following week. Years later, when Galactic Fleet commanders studied human tactical doctrine, they identified the key to human success, while other species sought to perfect existing technologies. Humans instinctively understood that innovation emerged from necessity, creativity, and the willingness to embrace imperfection. They had been given scrap and transformed it into legend. The Resilience continued its patrols for another decade, becoming the most feared ship in the contested regions. Its reputation alone was often sufficient to deter raiders and pirates. But its greatest achievement wasn't measured in victories or territory secured. It had proven that human ingenuity, determination, and refusal to accept limitations could overcome any challenge the galaxy presented. The Council never again offered humanity their cast-offs.